Hey fellow tennis nerds, time to look at Australian Open round 4 and ahead of the quarterfinals with some predictions. If you like the stuff I do, please support my work on patreon.com/tennisnerd. You have a chat function, you get insider info, a bunch of cool stuff there, and you can also buy something through the links in my description, Top Court, Tennis Warehouse, Swing Vision, and so on. Lots of good stuff there that I recommend. I get a small commission if you buy anything. Okay, that out of the way. Let's start with the women's matches. Ash Barty and Anisimova was supposed to be a thrilling, tough match. Anisimova beat Osaka. Ash Barty is my favorite to win the tournament, and she showed why. She was just too good in this match. Anisimova was a little bit flat, maybe, and Ash Barty's slice just started making loads of trouble for Anisimova, who couldn't really quite dig it up on her backhand. Made some mistakes there, and it was pretty clear who was the better player. 6-4, 6-3 to Barty. It was in the quarterfinal where she will face Jessica Pegula, who in the heat, it was pretty hot days, like really hot days. Maria Sakkari is one of the fittest players on the WTA Tour, but even she struggled in the heat of the day. And Jessica Pegula actually played better and had the cooler nerves. 7-6, 6-3, and she's playing Ash Barty in the quarterfinal. And I believe Ash Barty will win that in straight sets. She's just too good. Krejcikova versus Azarenka. That was supposed to be a nail-biter, a tough match, 3-setter. I think most people predicted that. But Krejcikova was just the better player on the day, just had a really clear game plan, moved Azarenka around, seemed to have more time on the ball. Just a better mover overall, I think. And it was clear, 6-2, 6-2. Krejcikova is a very strong player and perhaps the biggest threat now to Ash Barty, in my opinion. But also another player who is very, very tough and playing her best tennis in years, in my opinion, is Madison Keys, who beat Paula Badosa, giving her only 4 games, 6-3, 6-1. Very impressive from Madison Keys, just hitting the ball as hard as any player on the WTA Tour. And Badosa was a bit flat, perhaps the heat, I don't know. But we have an interesting quarterfinal, very good one, Krejcikova Keys. I think it will be power versus some, racket smarts. And maybe Madison Keys this time around. She seems to be hitting her stride. And I would predict Madison Keys in 3 sets in that match. Looking at the second half of the draw, Danielle Collins, she fought hard as she always does. She's a fighter on court. A strong player, obviously, and beat Elise Mertens in 3 sets. Tough match, but she got through, and she's very good at getting through these tough matches. She will face Alice Cornet, who from nowhere came to this tournament. She hasn't really passed into the second week of a slam in 63 attempts. This time she did. She beat Simona Halep in 3 sets, and Simona Halep really seemed to struggle with the heat. It was pretty obvious that she was, a bit tired in this match. So impressive by Alice Cornet, who is playing Danielle Collins. I will predict Danielle Collins, but I have predicted Cornet to lose now for 2-3 rounds in a row. So maybe it will be an upset, but I still think Collins is a little bit stronger mentally. But Cornet has these very tough defensive moon balls that some players really seem to struggle with, especially in the heat. So it will depend maybe a little bit on the conditions of the day. Swiatek, she beat Cirstea, but Cirstea started really well. Kind of jumped out of the starting blocks there. Won the first set 7-5, but Swiatek's tennis prowess really showed in the end. 6-3, 6-3, big ball striking, really solid power from both wings from Swiatek. And she will face Kaia Kanepi, who beat Aryna Sabalenka. Sabalenka, who got through matches despite having this horrible serve experience the whole tournament. It was as tight as it can be. It was 10-7 in the final set tiebreak. So Kanepi, Swiatek, I'm going to go with the easy prediction. Swiatek, I think she will go through. My prediction is then Swiatek Collins, but we'll get to that for the semi-finals. So that's the women's 4th round and quarterfinals. It's time to look at the men's event. Also some exciting matches there. Starting with the 4th round, Kecmanovic played really well. I was impressed by this young guy, but Guy Monfils is playing the best tennis of his life. I don't think there's any doubt. He's so confident, hitting the ball so cleanly, creating these crazy winners. He's closer to the baseline. He's really playing a bit more aggressively, and I think this works better for him. We've said that all along. A lot of us who followed Monfils for a long time. Why are you standing so far back and playing these long rallies? Never-ending matches. It's just been counterproductive. Maybe he's been super tight and now he's loosened up. I don't know. Or his new coach, Jamie Delgado from the ex-Murray camp, and maybe he has helped him, but this is definitely the way he should have played a long time ago, in my opinion. But yeah, Monfils threw in straight sets, tough sets, but wow, very good tennis this match. 7-5, 7-6, 6-3. Matteo Berrettini did not struggle with a tired Carreño Busta as predicted. Was tough sets, but he was the stronger player mentally and probably physically in the end due to all the tennis that Carreño Busta has played. So Berrettini will face Monfils in the quarterfinal. Wow, it's a tough one. I'm going to go with Monfils. I would love to see him play the best tennis he can in this tournament. I think he deserves some success after kind of grinding it out on tour and having some rough times in recent years now with the COVID, and he had really struggled with playing during these 2 years. So let's see if Monfils can pull through in the quarterfinals. Alexander Zverev, I thought he would go further, but he had one of those Zverev meltdowns, whatever you want to call them, where he just fades away. He's not there. He's not the guy we might know from his solid wins in the previous rounds. And big congrats and kudos to Denis Shapovalov, who played amazing tennis and a lot of jumping, one-handed backhands. I love that shot, and just really cool-headed. Didn't lose his mind, get too nervous, and won in straight sets against Zverev. So Shapovalov through, where he will face a familiar foe in Rafael Nadal. Nadal beat Manarino in a pretty interesting match. The first set tiebreak was 16-14, the longest Nadal has played in his entire career. Check the highlights on YouTube. Some exciting points. Manarino playing really well, hitting the line, saving set points. Just, both players playing exceptional tennis in this tiebreak. So a lot of fun stuff. And then I think Manarino just had enough tennis for the time being. He just faded away a bit, 6-2, 6-2. And if you lose a little bit of intensity against a guy named Rafa Nadal, then it's a problem. So Nadal through, facing Shapovalov. I will predict Nadal in this match. I think he's here to take the title, maybe. Medvedev is the only guy I think can beat Nadal. But yeah, I think Nadal will win. But I'm not super shocked if Shapovalov just has one of those days when everything goes in and he wins. But yeah, Nadal is my prediction in 4 sets. Looking at the second part of the draw, we have Jannik Sinner through, beating de Minaur. I thought that would be a tighter match, but Sinner just, outpowered de Minaur, left, right. He's kind of like a metronome in a way that he's just hitting super hard and harder for each shot. Pretty two-dimensional tennis at times, but it does the job, so why not? So de Minaur lost in straight sets. Sinner will play a marathon man, Stefanos Tsitsipas, who had a tough match against talented Taylor Fritz. 6-4 to Fritz first set, 4-6, 6-4. So Fritz up 2-1. Then Tsitsipas came roaring back, super mentally strong. Very impressed by this performance overall because it was a good match, high quality match. And Tsitsipas Sinner in that quarterfinal. And my prediction is Tsitsipas. I think he has shown that he's ready to win these tough matches, and this would be a tough one for sure. But I think he is one number stronger than Sinner in this case. I think he needs maybe a little bit more time, Sinner, to come through in these Grand Slams. A guy that seems to be soon ready for big titles is Felix Auger-Aliassime. He has a problem opponent in Marin Cilic. He's lost 3 times, never won, but today he managed to turn the tables a bit, and even despite losing the first set 6-2, he came back, won 7-6, 6-2, 7-6. Tough match. Cilic really fought really hard, but Auger-Aliassime very cool and collected, and the tie breaks, I was quite impressed with how he dealt with them. I think he's mentally a lot stronger now than he was maybe just a short time ago. So well done, Auger-Aliassime, who will play none other than the favorite of the tournament, Daniil Medvedev. Perhaps the most fun match of the day, of the round to watch was Cressy-Medvedev. I hyped this match before. Love Cressy and his serve and volley. We'll make a video about that as well. But I thought Medvedev would maybe win easily. Could be one of those where he just figures it out. But he was way back on all returns, and I don't know why he didn't change up the service return position. He just stood there, meters back. Cressy's serve is amazing, especially second serve, because he goes for it, so he can hit this kick that just kicks almost out of the stadium. Medvedev is putting it back, but Cressy can then even play a pretty sloppy volley because Medvedev will never have the time to sprint up to that ball and hit a passing shot because he's so far back at the other side of the court. So I don't understand why he didn't change the strategy, because he was obviously frustrated. He was saying several times how boring this tennis was, and how lucky Chrissy was. He was just frustrated, and he said afterward, Medvedev, that he's working on his temper at times, but he was more controlled today than he can be, because he was very frustrated by Chrissy's game style, and but he gave props to Chrissy in the end, because it was a 4-set match, and it could have gone either way, really. I mean, 6-2, 7-6, Medvedev started that, but then Chrissy came and won the third set. And the fourth set was a tight one, although it was clear that Chrissy struggled more in his service games, and he wasn't really as good at creating break point opportunities as Medvedev, of course. So, but still, 7-5 to Medvedev in the final set. Good match. Nice to see Chrissy. Let's hope he can do some other cool results. Meaning we have Medvedev, Auger-Aliassime. What quarterfinals lineup we have on both the men and women's side. This is exciting stuff. Medvedev is my favorite to take the title, so I will have to predict him. It's fun to see these young Canadians or young players, Sin or whatever, come through in Grand Slams. We need like a bit of a change of the guard, changing of the guard in tennis. I think we need the young generation to come through and have some great results, and we're seeing that here. And but I still think Medvedev is too good and will beat Auger-Aliassime. So we have a Medvedev-Tsitsipas steamy semi-final, maybe. But we'll see. Those are my thoughts. I hope you watched some of that. What was your favorite moment, favorite match? Did you watch anything on YouTube, the highlights, if you didn't catch the tennis? So thanks a lot for watching these. More other content to come as well. Have a nice day, and don't forget to play some tennis.